सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We will chant the first two verses as the prayer verse before the beginning of every session. सर्गस्थिति प्रलय हेतुमचिन्त्य शक्तिम् विश्वेश्वरं विदित विश्वमनन्तमूर्तिम् निर्मुक्त बन्धनमपार सुखाम्बुराशिम् श्रीवल्लभं विमलबोधघनं नमामि. यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपम् तस्याङ्घ्रि पद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्. We have done up to shloka 7. Now shloka 8. Shri Gururuvacha Atra Brumas Samadhanam Konyo Jeevastvameva hi Yastvam pritchasi maಂ koham Brahmaivasi na samshayaha. Guru starts the teaching. Shishya asked, Ko Jeevaha? What is Jeeva? Who is Jeeva? Guru says, you are the Jeeva. One who is asking me the question is the Jeeva. See the verse. Atra brumas samadhanam. We answer this question. Atra, on this question, samadhanam brumaha. We answer brumaha. The Guru uses plural. Even though there is only one Guru, because the Guru is identifying himself with the whole parampara, the lineage of Gurus and Shishyas. Atra samadhanam brumaha. We will answer your question because all answers are there. Every possible question is answered because in the tradition every possible question is raised and enquired into. So many acharyas have worked on all the possible questions. Therefore, one who is very familiar with the tradition, the Shastras, he will be able to answer all the possible doubts. Provided you have the patience to listen. Because certain questions cannot be answered immediately. Even to get answer to certain question, one should have the background. If a 4-year-old kid asks a scientist, what is electron? It is difficult to answer. What is electron? The child is still learning what is apple. What is apple, you can say. What is electron? What is proton? What is quantum? How can you answer? What is quantum? So, to find the answer to certain questions, we should have the background. We should be mature enough to receive the answer. It's not that the tradition does not have the answer. It does not mean that the Vedanta does not have the answer. So, atra samadhanam brumaha. We will answer your question. Ko jivaha was the question. Who is jiva? Guru is saying, kaha anyaha jivaha. Who else can be jiva? Tvameva hi. You are the jiva. Yahatvam mam prachasi. The one who is asking me this question, he is jiva. And then the Shishya asks once again, who am I? Koham. Who am I? Shishya is asking once again. Because Shishya is not happy with the answer, you are Jiva. Guru said, you are Jiva. Then Shishya is not happy with the answer. Therefore, he is asking once again, Koham. Aham kaha. Then the Guru says, Brahmaivasina samshayaha. You are Brahman. Brahma eva asi. You are Brahman and Brahman alone. Na samshayaha. There is no doubt about it. Initially, the Guru said, you are Jiva. And now the Guru says, you are Brahman. Thereby, the Guru is conveying that in truth, the Jiva is Brahman. Jiva Brahmaiva Naparaha. Jiva is nothing other than Brahman. This is the teaching of Vedanta. This is the teaching of the statement Tat Tvam Asi. Tvam is Jiva, individual. And Tat is Brahman. So you are Brahman. With this, the Guru gave the teaching in brief. You are Brahman. But the Shishya is still confused. He is not able to understand. Therefore, Shishya asks once again, Shishya uvacha padarthameva janami nadyapi bhagavan sphutam aham brahmeti vakyartham pratipadye katham vada. So, the Guru's Upadesha, the teaching of the Guru, is in the form of you are Brahman. Tat Tvam Asi. Brahma eva Asi. You are Brahman. This is the teaching. When the Guru says this, what should be the understanding of the Shishya? Aham Brahma Asmi. I am Brahman. This should have been understood by the Shishya. But the Shishya is not able to understand because the Shishya needs to understand something before that. Padartha Jnanam is the means for Vakyartha Jnanam. Pada means word. Padartha means meaning of the word. Meaning of the words in a sentence. Without knowing the meaning of the words in the sentence, one cannot know the meaning of the sentence itself. And Shishya has understood this. In the statement Tat Tvam Asi or Aham Brahmasmi or Brahma eva Asi, all these are various ways of putting the same thing. Let's take Tat Tvam Asi because that is what he will use for analysis. In the statement Tat Tvam Asi, what the word Tvam means? Tvam Padartha. The meaning of the word Tvam and the meaning of the word Tat. The Shishya says, I do not know yet. Because the Guru has not yet explained them. So, Padarthameva na janami adyapi. Hey Bhagavan, Guru is addressing the Shishya. He Bhagavan, Aham Adyapi, even now, the Shishya has come to the Guru and spent some time, 2.5 days. In 2.5 days, you have not taught me Padartha. Padarthameva sphutam na janami. The meaning of the Pada, the meaning of Tatpada and Tvampada. Sphutam na janami. I do not know clearly. I have a vague understanding. But the vague understanding is not enough. I should know them sphutam, clearly. Since I do not know the Padartha, how can I know the Vakyartha? Aham Brahmeti Vakyartham katham pratipadye. Vakyartham, the meaning of the statement. Aham Brahma iti. I should have understood it. Aham Brahmasmi iti. If I had understood, I should have been able to say with the conviction, Aham Brahmasmi. But I am not able to say because I don't know the Padartha. So, Katham Pratipadye. How can I understand? How can you expect me to understand when I don't know Padartha? I don't know the ABCD. Padartha is like ABCD. Vada, please tell me. Please teach me more elaborately. Then Guru elaborates on what he has already taught. Shri Guru Ruvacha Satyamaha Bhavanatra Viganannaiva Vidyate. In this reading, it is Vijnanam. But the original, the reading that I found in other books is Viganam. Viganam. Viganam naiva vidyate. Not a jna, it should be ga. Viganam means dispute, disagreement. That word suits better here. Viganam. Satyamaha Bhavanatra. Viganannaiva vidyate. Hetuf padartha bodhohi. Vakyarthavagateriha. So, Guru admits, Guru agrees with the Shishya. Yes, I cannot expect you to understand because I have not taught you the Padartha Jnana. Satyamaha Bhavan. Bhavan Satyam Aha. You are speaking truth. It is true. Atra Viganam Naiva Vidyate. There is no scope of disagreement here. On what there is no disagreement? हेतु पदार्थ बोधो हि वाक्यार्थावगतेरिहा इह पदार्थ बोधो हि वाक्यार्थावगतेः हेतुः पदार्थ बोध means padartha jnana, understanding the meaning of the words is the hetu, the means for vakyarthavagati, for understanding the meaning of the vakya. Without understanding the words properly, one cannot understand the meaning of the sentence. And now he is analyzing each pada. Tvam pada, tat pada are being analyzed. He is taking tvam pada. Directly, the word tvam refers to an individual, a jiva, you. But then we have to understand the true nature of the individual. What is the true nature of an individual? The true nature of an individual is called Atma. We use the word Atma very often in Vedanta. It is a very important word. Once I was invited to teach Vedanta to a group of people who have been studying Vedanta for 45 years. I asked them, all of you have been studying Vedanta for such a long time. 45 years. May not be all of them. Some were studying for 45 years. Some might have joined later. So, how many of you can tell me the meaning of Atma? What is Atma? I asked them. Everybody has heard the word Atma, because without hearing the word Atma, there is no Vedanta. In every session, we use the word Atma several times. So they have all heard Atma. What is Atma? Nobody could answer. So they have listened to Vedanta for 45 years without knowing what is Atma. It is like listening to Ramayana without knowing who is Rama. After whole Ramayana, this person is asking the question, who is Rama? So what is Atma? Atma is the essence of an individual. The essential nature of an individual. The one that deserves the reference I is called Atma. The one that deserves the reference I is called Atma. Aham pratyaya yogyaha. One who deserves the reference I is Atma. The closest translation in English is self. S-E-L-F. Self. Self means the one we deserve, the one we refer as I. Now what deserves the reference I? To find out what is Atma, we have to ask, what deserves the reference I? What deserves to be called I? The pronoun I. Aham. When we show a photograph, we recognize that photograph and say, this is me. Someone is showing your own photograph to you and you say, yeah, this is me. What does the photograph contain? The photograph contains your body, the image of your body, and you recognize it as yourself. That means we identify our body as the one who deserves I, the reference I. We refer to the body as I. I am 6 feet tall. What are we referring to? The body. I am 50 years old. What are we referring to? The body. The body is 50 years old. The body is tall. The body is fat. But we say I. We place the I on the body. But let us enquire. Vedanta enquires. Does the body really deserve the reference I? Vedanta asks this question. Does the body really deserve to be referred to as I? The answer is no. Because the body is objectified. You experience your body. as an object. You can see your body as an object. You can also experience the presence and absence of the body as an object. When you are asleep, the body is absent for you. You are cut off from the body in deep sleep. And when you wake up, once again you start seeing the body. Therefore, the body is as much an object as any other objects outside you. The table is an object. I see the table. Therefore, I cannot say I the table. I cannot say I the table. The table is this object. Anything that is objectified does not deserve the reference I. It just deserves the reference idam, this. You can call the table this table, not I the table. Likewise, even the body is objectified. We can see the body as object. We objectify our body. We witness our body. Therefore, even the body does not deserve the reference I. Therefore, any attributes of the body, whether it is height or age or gender, even gender is the attribute of the body. Nationality, none of them deserve to be identified as I. They are all external to me, external to my true self. And anything that is not, that is external to my true self, anything that does not deserve the reference I, is called anatma. Anatma means non-self. Atma means self. Anatma means non-self. So the body is anatma, non-self. It is not me. According to Vedanta Shastra, this is called Sthula Sharira, gross body. The body that everyone can see is gross body. The body that the doctors operate on is gross body. Then there is something called subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. We cannot see. It is not visible. Therefore, it is called Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira consists of mind. The mind. Mind is the Sukshma Sharira. Yeah. What we generally call mind, it includes intellect, intellectual faculty, emotional faculty, all are collectively called mind. In Sanskrit, it is called Antahkaranam. There is Antahkaranam, mind. The seat of all thoughts, the seat of all emotions, all cognitions is mind. Mind is not brain. Please don't mistake it. Brain is a hardware, a part of Sthula Sharira, whereas mind is subtle, software. So, Antahkaranam, and then there are 10 senses. According to Vedanta, there are 10 Indriyani. The senses are called Indriyani. Among them, 5 Jnanendriyani. 5 senses of knowledge, senses of perception. Shrotrendriya, the sense of hearing. Tvagindriya, Tvak means skin, so it is the indriya of touch. Chakshurindriya, sense of vision, sight. Rasanendriya, sense of taste. And Ghanendriya, sense of smell. These are 5 Jnanendriyas. Then there are 5 Karmendriyas. 5 Indriyas of action. Vak, Vagindriya, sense of speech. The Indriya which facilitates the speech. When I am speaking, I am making use of my Vagindriya. Pani. Pani means the Indriya which is responsible for the movement of my hands. It is not the hand itself. Hand is a part of Sthula Sharira, hardware. But there is a software which makes my hands move. It is Pani Indriya. Then Pada. Pada means legs. The Indriya responsible for the movement of legs. Walking. Payu, the Indriya responsible for excretion, elimination of waste. And Upastha Indriya. Upastha means the Indriya responsible for reproduction. So these are 5 Karmendriyas. 5 Jnanendriyas plus 5 Karmendriyas. Then 5 pranas. There are 5 pranas that are responsible for all the physiological functions in the body. Prana Apana, Vyana, Udana and Samana. 5 pranas. All these are collectively called Sukshma Sharira. What are they? The mind, Antahkaranam, 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, and 5 pranas. These form the Sukshma Sharira. Even the Sukshma Sharira is not Atma. Even the Sukshma Sharira does not deserve the reference I. Because even the Sukshma Sharira can be objectified. You can watch your mind. That is what we did in the morning during meditation. You can watch your thoughts. The thoughts come and go. That means you are watching your mind. The mind is objectified. And the mind comes and goes. Sometimes the mind disappears, leaving you there during sleep. You are there, but the mind is not functioning. Mind has resolved, disappeared. Therefore, the mind also does not deserve the reference I. Even mind is anatma, non-self. Then what is the self? What is Atma? It is the one that witnesses everything else. Witnesses the body and its changes. The one that witnesses the mind and its functions. It is called the consciousness. Chaitanya. Chaitanya means consciousness. The one that witnesses everything. One that sees everything. The one that makes everything else as knows everything else as object. But the one that can never become the object of knowledge. Everything else is known by the consciousness, illumined by the consciousness as object. But the consciousness itself can never be objectified. The consciousness itself can never be known as object. It is the one that deserves the reference I. Aham pratyaya yogya. It deserves the reference I because it never becomes object. It is always you. That is Atma. And that is the true nature of an individual. The true essence of an individual. And that is the true meaning of the word Tvam. The final meaning of the word Tvam is Atma. Antahkarana tadvritti Sakshi Chaitanya Vigraha Ananda Rupa Satyassan Kinnatmanam Prapadyase. So, Guru is pointing out the Atma. Antahkarana tadvritti sakshi. The witness of Antahkarana and its vrittis. The functions of Antahkarana are called vritti. Vritti means function. Function of Antahkarana. Every thought is a vritti. Antahkarana vritti. The Antahkarana always keeps getting vrittis. Various thoughts keep coming. Various emotions keep coming. They are all vritti. Antahkarana vritti. They are all modifications of Antahkarana. Antahkarana vritti sakshi. Atma is the witness of the thoughts in the Antahkarana. The vrittis of the Antahkarana. And it is also the witness of the presence and absence of the Antahkarana. The functioning and non-functioning of Antahkarana. The presence and absence of Antahkarana. All are witnessed by the Sakshi. Antahkarana tadvritti sakshinam. Sakshi. Chaitanya Vigraha. And it is consciousness in nature. Chaitanya in nature. Chaitanya Swarupa. Its nature is Chaitanya. Consciousness. Unlike any external object, the external objects are jada. The table is a jada. Why the table is jada? Jada because neither the table can know itself, nor it can know you. The table does not know itself, nor it can know you. The table is known only when you witness it. Therefore, it is called jada. If the table has to become evident, someone else has to see it. That is jada. Whereas Chaitanya, what we call Chaitanya, it is Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha or Swaprakasha. Self-effulgent. What is self-effulgent? Svetara aprakashyatve sati. Svetara sarva prakashakaha. The Chaitanya does not need the help of anything else for itself being evident. Svetara aprakashya. The Chaitanya is evident without the help of any other light, any other agent. Also, the Chaitanya makes every other object evident. Everything else in the universe becomes evident because of Chaitanya. That is why Chaitanya, Atma, is called Jyotisham Jyoti, light of all lights. Mundakopanishad as well as Brihadaranyaka refer to the Atma as Jyotisham Jyotihi, light of all lights. This table, the table does not become evident by itself. Suppose there is no light here. Table does not become evident. You cannot know the presence of the table by itself. The table might have been there, but you don't know its presence if there is no light. The table becomes evident only when there is a light. Only when this light blesses the table becomes evident. Only when the physical light, it may be sunlight or tube light or any light, lamp light, any light. When the light illumines the table becomes evident. So this is a light. It's called light because it illumines other things. It makes other things evident. It makes other things visible. Therefore, we call it light. Light means the one that lights up, the one that makes other things evident. But then, even if there is the brightest form of light, we cannot see the table. Even if there is brightest light, floodlight, we cannot see the table without the blessing of something else. What is that? Our eyes are needed. Our eyes have to illumine even this light. This physical light becomes evident only when we have eyes. See now, the table is illumined by light, physical light. And the physical light, this regular light I call physical light. That is the light that physics studies. So it's physical light. The physical light is illumined by another light. My eyes. Chakshurindriya. Therefore, Chakshurindriya, my eyes, is another light. In fact, light of light. Eyes are light of light because it illumines even this light. One who does not have eyes, any amount of light is as good as no light. Then the physical light, let's call light 1. And this eye, let's call light 2. Even the light 2 has to be illumined by some other light. Our mind, without the presence of mind, even the eyes are as good as nothing, as good as absent. So mind has to bless the eyes. That is when we are able to see. Therefore, our mind is light 3. The mind has to function properly in concurrence with the eyes. So, mind is light 3. Light of the light. And the mind also needs to be illumined by another agent. And that is consciousness. Atma. Everything becomes evident when it is illumined by the Atma, including the mind. Therefore, it is light 4. We cannot go further. In fact, there is no need of going further. It stops there. Atma is the ultimate light. Atma does not need to be illumined by a light 5. It does not need to be illumined, but it illumines everything else. It is Swayam Prakasha. The ultimate light. Jyotisham Jyotihi. That is Chaitanya. So Chaitanya is the light of all lights. And everything other than the Chaitanya that requires another light to illumine itself, it is called Jada. Anatma. And Anatma is Jada, because it depends on another light for being evident, for being known. So, Chaitanya Vigraha. We'll continue in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.